ride on the edge naturally and judging a few mil.
Hello, everybody. I hope so. There we go. Before we sorry, if I seem distracted, I do apologise. I'm currently watching the Carabao Cup final, and my home team of people currently 9-8 up in penalty. So slightly distracted as I'm watching about 5 different screens here at the moment. But anyway, on to tonight, round 3 of the GT3 Masters from the Hungaroring. You may remember round 2 last time out was a bit of a mess at the start. We'll go on to back through the field here. Now, you may remember I've got a big apology to make to one David Dorr, who the race last time out I did kind of assign blame at the start of the race. In fact, it's a little bit of a shoot the back, but if we just start going up a hill here, you can see that's just actually happened. Let's just go back 5 seconds, slow it down a bit fast, try and catch it. We'll go up the hill. So as they go up the hill, you'll see just at the top, well, the left-hand side, just at the kink, you'll see Ralph Arella is the, can't see my cursor, can you? Oh, you can, there you go. Ralph Arella is this car here, and I incorrectly thought that the car here, at David Dorr, well, apologies to David, it wasn't David Dorr at all. This, sorry, again, it's got another penalty. It's 9-9 now, just in case, or 10-9 rather, if you're interested. On the inside here, this is Janin Kilic, not David Dorr. David Dorr is a little bit further back in the Bentley here. So Arella and Jan Kilic just come together here, and you can see it's slightest of touches. Ralph comes to take the line. Jan Kilic on the inside there. They both touch slightly. Jan Kilic goes offline, can't control the car unfortunately, and then when he comes back, he hits Ralph again as the car slides. Watch as it goes up the hill. See, there's some other bits and pieces going on further back there as well. Back down it. Perfect view. And you can see that, unfortunately, Jan Kilic just catches Ralph, who's trying to stay out of the way. But unfortunately, that earlier touch just meant that Jan Kilic was unfortunately spun round, and then all manner of hell broke loose behind. Go back down the field. See, there's cars putting all which ways as people try and avoid everything else that's going on. You know, it's a few instances, I think, further back in the field, even before we got to the incident with Jan Kilic. So basically, the result of all that was that Ralph got a 40-second time penalty in accordance with RRLeagues stewards' decisions and our rules and regs. So yeah, Ralph got pushed down the standings last week after that rather terrible start. Now today, I will go through the highlights with you, but we're going to get into qualifying very shortly. And let's be honest, we haven't really got a chance to see that as we've just won the Carabao Cup. Sorry. Yeah, let's go back to the race, shall we? Letters, while the settings, while the server is sorting its settings for you to say. Right, there we go. Server list. RRLeagues. Connect to that. There we go. So you can see current ambient temperature 20 degrees and it's raining. No surprise there, huh?
Go, go, go.
Connected. Windows and screens all over. I'm not organised at all here. I do apologise. On a few other bits and pieces to try and improve your viewing experience. Who's out? Probably nobody, because we've just come to the end of the practice session. See, 2 minutes and 50 seconds left of that. One is out of the driver briefing. I did try and get in there earlier, but unfortunately, going on. So. Okay, there we go. Fortunately, after that race last week at Spa, we've now got Martijn Kennens, our stewards box today, just for the first lap, just in case we experience anything like that again. Which hopefully we won't, but if we do have a first lap incident with the weather, and you can see there, track looking not quite as bad as it thought it would do. Yeah, it did say it's going to be worse than that. That's one. See all the cars there currently sat in pit road, just waiting for practice time to run down. Weather has been very similar to the server settings at Spa last time out, so literally everything during the week has been raining, dry, damp, green, every setting in between you could probably think of. And here we come to the race, and literally you can flip a coin. Is it going to be wet? Is it going to be dry? Drivers have really been put through it in practice. None of them really know where they are because of the settings and how it's fallen, so we'll just have to wait and see 1 minute and 20 seconds how it all pans out. So, just going to leave you with the practice service for a second while I just get a few pieces sorted out in the background, and we'll be back for qualifying.
light, green light. Go, go, go.
Track now. With Andre Malt. Find someone on track. Where's Cliff Bulk? No, that's not Cliff Bulk, is it? It's Camaletto, so there. That should be Andre Bergs, but I'm not sure. Got a feeling ACC is doing its thing again, as always. Try again, shall we? So over here for a second, just as good, just to get the laps in. All professional here at RRLeagues, you know. Back in.
Green light, give it all you got.
See, sun's out. Raymond. That should be Jack Camaletto. It is. There we go. Back in the game. Arella in the pits, sitting out. Always for a bit of quiet track. Miracle of the last race. Well, not miracle, but obviously after sitting out for 18 months, Miguel Santiago Caru, a podium finish at last time out. Back in for second race, I say round 3 today. To drivers, 23 in the server, good to see. They're going to go on the qualifying lap. But just before we start this, obviously I must make reference to everyone currently in Ukraine fighting against the Russians and their invasion, their illegal invasion. Hungaroring is literally one of the circuits which is next to like a bordering country onto that thing, so it's quite easy sometimes to forget just how close to home some of these worrying scenes you've been seeing on telly really are, and got drivers in today, even Swedish drivers in today. Nicholas Wicklander, for example, one of the drivers. That's really close. Like you've seen Sweden being threatened by Russia if they join NATO and everything like that. So to all the drivers and to all the spectators and to everyone, really, not just here, but you know, everyone in those countries. Certainly, I know the sentiment here in the UK is that we're all with you against the invading forces. But yeah, I think it's right and fair to say that I'm thinking of you just for the next few days or weeks or however long it takes Vladimir Putin to realise that it stops. So I've said about that, I think the better, but yeah, put it right to about it as well. That's done. Anyway, here we go. Qualifying has begun. First lap's been put in by Cliff Bulk. 146 flat. Let me tell you, that's pretty quick. We've seen a few drivers in 145s when it's been dry, and the track does look like it's in optimum condition here, so we'll wait and see as the times come up. Thiago Caru goes over, half a second down, 146.7 for him. What's going to go and look at Cy Finningham. He went around half a second off. He's just going around through the B4 complex down to turn 5, famous turn 5. Camaletto's out there as well somewhere. Let's go and find Jack. It's just for. In fact, where's in Britain? He's in the pits. So Jim's still to go out. He's put his lap in actually, 1.4, and then obviously retired to the pits. Pick a random driver. About to go out. Tiny Alpha. There's Tiny Alpha. A lap in, just to all the time. Through a dead second off of Cliff Box in Utah. What that 1:45.587. That is quick, let me tell you. David Dorr just a 10th off that, and then literally so as goes through there in third. Jochen. Ferrari obviously got some pace around here today, so 3.5 tenths off Cliff Box. Very quick time. So those top three drivers in the 145s. C in the 146s. Mile Camaletto out on track at the moment. Arella's just going out now. Goodness, he's sat in the pits as is Travis Rodriguez. Beating the Zebra. Thomas Stanek down there. Well, so good luck to those guys. Track it up. Really coming out to start a lap shortly. Maybe Jochen's France. I think he's still on one here, but in fact there's no time coming up, so Askin, PSR. 46.7, so pretty quick from Ian. 8th position. Donna Carew ahead. I've seen quicker times from Santiago Carew in practice, so Miguel will no doubt to improve from there. But currently it's Bulk, Dorr, Sites, Alpha, Willingham, Benema out to 6th, TSR driver, today. Goes through, improves to 7th. Nice driving from Ian Paskin there. Who else is on a lap? Camaletto. 1.4 back. Shift driver. Jas Forsberg's improving slightly. It's just coming through first part of the lap though. David Dorr is slightly quicker as he comes up to coming up to the last couple of corners. That's what bearings in for a second. Tight left hander. Final right hander. Backing himself again. You're currently half a second up on this lap, so this could take him to pole position if he nails the final corner. He's just dragging some tenths off here. But this could be good for David Dorr. In fact, there you go. 1:45.2 goes ahead of Bog for pole position. 2 Bentley teammates on the front row by the looks of it here. Half a second ahead of Sites in 3rd, so those two have been working well to get their settings and their setup of their car right. Currently 1 and 2. Cargo Crew, say, is improving. He's slightly ahead here on his lap, but he's still on the first part of his lap. Camaletto, though, just coming around the end of the lap. Alright, 4 or 5 tenths up here. This will move him up to 5th position here if he can keep this round the final corner. Shedding a few hundredths here and there, but he's still half a second up. There, Camaletto goes up to 5th position. So Door Bolt, Sights, Alpha, Camaletto, Arella, Billingham, Venema. Askin shuffled down tonight. Now Santiago Carew. We did say he was on a quick one, but he's aborted his lap. Oh no, here he is. Come on. Why is it not picking you up? Failed again. Santiago Carew goes through. 45.8, nice lap from Miguel, puts him up to 4th position. Right, we've got a... So we'll let qualifying go through, shall we? Like Auto Director's kind of kicked in for us, which is handy. Ben's working, which is always good. Go into the race, we'll let the cameras. Sure, it's not my PC that calls it, but I called it because on stretching imagination. Who's in chat today? Let's have a look. At Martine Kennans, as I say, our steward for that one today. Just goes through, and we don't have any red flag situations. Clive Britton in chat after his epic performance is in the F4s. In a different series I was watching last night. Fantastic racing, him and both him and Rick Bennett as well. Very, very good. Back in qualifying, you can see we've got a helicam shot. We're not going to get anything more than that, are we? We've got 1 minute. I can get this done quickly, can't we? You can see the end of qualifying. Caller will be in.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Antonio Alpha on a quick one. On drive. Yep. Currently 4 tenths up on this lap. He's halfway through the lap, as you can see. Been through the chicane. Fortunately, the time is scrubbing off for Sanya here. Down to 2. He's still green by 2 tenths. Let's put you onto the basic HUD so you can see he is green time in the top left-hand corner there. Currently 2 tenths up. See the top 1, 2, 3 drivers all in the pits. They've done their qualifying. They're all finished. Bolt ahead of Door though. Another improvement from Cliff Box. So good work from the 2 Bentley boys there. Sights in 3rd. Arella 4th. Alpha's aborted that lap for 5th. He'll go back to the pits. Is Robert Horvath currently 7 tenths up here. Oh, has he just got that wrong? just shred a 10th or 2 there. That could have put him on pole, but this will put him right up there. Look at that. Splits the Bentleys for second. Robert Horvath, fantastic driving there. Billingham also on a quick one, half a second up here. Jump him above Camaletto. He keeps this up. Qualifying flags fallen. Fillingham, Pavlicek in front of him, also on a slightly, on a quick one, but not quite as quick as Fillingham. Just going through the penultimate corner. Still 4/10 up. Can he nail this final corner? In quick, got picked up some time, lost it on the exit. He's still 3.5 tenths up here. Puts him just behind Jack Camaletto for 9th on the grid. Pavlicek has aborted. And that's it, we're all done. So that'll be your grid. Bulk, Horvath, David Dorr, Jochen Sainz, Arella, Santiago Crew behind. Sonio Alpha there. Row 4, Camaletto, Fillingham. No, row 4 is Santiago Crew and Camaletto. Row 5 is Fillingham and Richard Venema. Pavlicek, Jim Britton. Britton down there in 12th. Bergsma, Rick Binners, you remember, winner last time out at Spa, down there in 14th position. That McLaren, obviously not the same beast that it was Spa. Just got 3 minutes to sort their fuel and bits and pieces out. Time to do a little bit of admin work. I see 7 likes already from you guys in chat. Thank you very much. If you are watching this after the race, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. I know you always fast forward past this part because it's dull. But if you are watching through this, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so because it really helps us out here. Leagues. The more drivers we get, the better the races are, the better they are for you to watch, the more drivers we get, and so on and so on. So yeah, thumbs up and a subscription will be very useful to us indeed. Next Sunday, don't forget, we're back in the GTOs, the Mustangs, the Audis, and the Nissans and ZXs. So don't forget to join us next Sunday for that. But no comms because I'll drive, well, attempting to drive. But we will have the stream up so you can watch it. Good fun in those things. There's things in the world to drive, but a heap of fun. I'll be back, as I say, on Sunday. This a bit later. 8 o'clock qualifying for those GTOs. So we'll see you next Sunday for those. But in the meantime, here we are. Now, 90-minute race today. Don't forget, it had 2 sets of tyres. One has already been used in qualifying. Cliff Bulk did quite a few laps on his there. I think he did like 6 laps. He did 3 quick laps because he improved every time. I'm pretty sure there would have been an out lap with each one of those. Don't think they were one after the other. So, Bulk's tyres will be well used, but they've had a good scrubbing. You two. 2 more likes in the time I said that. Whoever did that, thank you. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. I know who you are. Thank you. Cannon's just pointed out in chat, top 10 within 1 second. So that just goes to show you, although Bulk, Horvath and Dorr were running away with it there at the start, certainly pulled it all back. That track looking damp? It is, isn't it? Board with somebody? Let's see if we can get a dash shot of somebody. Wipers on. Just where that plays. Hope it's not going to be. On board. Track looks like it's damp. You can see the reflections coming off the Lamborghini there of Robert Horvath in second. And the track, you can see the standing water actually on the track there from Cy Fillingham's view. Oh, there we go. There you go, the plumes of water. So way off his grid slot. Goes the spray. So it looks like it's stopped raining, but the track is pretty soaked. You can see Cliff Bolt there, no wipers on up front. He doesn't need them, he's got a nice clear track ahead of him. But they do have a very wet track to contend with, so Martijn Kennens in the steward's box up top. We're watching this with interest. Direct line of communication with Martijn. In the turbos, if there is any instance that involves the majority of the field, we will call a red flag on the first lap of the race, but we will wait and see exactly what happens. Charger, Wacky Teddy. Hello, nice to see you in chat there. While you're waiting for them to start, hit the thumbs up, boys. You know it makes sense. So yeah, you can see from Cliff Bolt's windscreen wipers, they are not on, so it's not raining, but it's slightly wet, I think it's fair to say. Horvath door have a fairly clean vision. Certainly Bulk and Horvath on the front row, they'll start two separate trains. They'll have clear screens. Door behind his teammate. Second row, Jochen Sainz there in Ferrari, behind Robert Horvath. And then the further down the field you go, the more the spray is going to kick up, more visibility of the guys behind will be reduced. So they need to take a lot of care further down the field. 90-minute race, and I should imagine there will be a few incidents on the way. Track starts to dry out and turns from this. When you can see the shadows on the track, so the sun is out. It's a real bizarre situation. Any other British day you'd see a nice big rainbow here, but I don't quite think that's built into ACC, but if it was, that's what you'd be looking at now. Sun's out, guns out, wet track. Wow, here we go. This should be interesting. You know, you're driving down the motorway, the last thing you need is tons of spray and the sun in your face. That's basically what they've got here. Change your weather conditions, come round onto start finish straight. Bolt just slows up, everyone catches up with him. So here we go.
Green light, green light.
Green light they've got. There they go with Cliff Bolt into turn one. Pretty clear at the back, we're into the braking zone. Really clear there. Let's just go down the field, making sure everything's still tidy back there. Oh, there's one, two, couple of cars at the back there. They've had a little bit of a nudge, but it looks like we're clear so far. Turn two, always the difficult one after coming down the hill, but it looks like we're all clear through there. So a good start from all the drivers, and up front, Cliff Bolt's away from his teammate David Doyle, who's got ahead of Robert Horvath, who has disappeared. Where's Robert Horvath disappeared to? See, the drivers just sort themselves out on the timing. The Bulk door sights Arella Alpha. I don't think I watched the last 30 seconds to see what happened to Robert Horvath, but whatever it was, watching the cars further down the field. Horvath slipped down to 9th position. Jim Britton, great start from him. Remember, we were saying he was down the pack. He's up to 8th. But the two Bentley boys out in front already opened up a pretty big gap for Sights in 3rd. Arella's 4th, and Arella's now 3rd. Let's go and look at that battle. Two Bentley boys go. And that's one of the... Is that David Dorr that's gone wide, or is it Bulk? Can't quite see the name. It's Bulk who went wide. Just see it on the windscreen. Joins back alongside Arella. So those two are going to go down the start-finish straight side by side. David Dorr leads the first incident pack lap from Bulk and Arella side by side, 2 and 3. Sights in 4th, Vanema 5th, Binningham up to 6th. Arella's going to go round the outside of Bulk here. Look for a bit more grip. Stay off the curb, Ralph. Down they go. Arella in the Lexus gets the grip and around he goes. So Arella up to second. Bulk down to third. Door leads. Arella, Bulk, Rocking Science. Richard Vanima up to fifth. Great start from him. Fillingham sixth. Jim Britton seventh. And Nushi up to eighth. Amaretto 9th, Bergsma 10th, Horvath down to 11th from the front row, Binnersley 12th, Pavlicek 13th, O'Kane, Forsberg, Ulhik, Stanek, Rue Dennis, Andre Mole, Sanyo Alpha down to 20th, now he started 5th. So whether him and Horvath had some kind of incident, but those two are right there. Travis Rodriguez, Nicholas Wicklander, Peter Zeba down the back as well, obviously involved in a few incidents at the start. And as we go, door leads Arella, Bulk and Sights. Side Finningham just trying to keep on to the back of Jochen Science here as try and wear away some of this standing water. See, the sun's beating down, so hopefully it won't take too long for these guys to get themselves a line. See the curb still soaking wet there. He's got Jim Britton behind him, who's up to 6th. Got a start from him. Aaron obviously loving these wet conditions. Nima up to 7th for his start. Binnersley still down in 12th though, winner of the last race at Spa. See what happens there. See, Finningham goes a little bit wide in the final corners, giving himself a nice straighter drive off that final corner. He'll tuck in to whatever slipstream is available. Because there's no spray. That spray's virtually gone off the back of these cars. So already the track drying out. See, there is kind of a line forming already just after 2 laps. Door leads Arella and Bulk Sights. We're looking at the battle here between Finningham, behind him Jim Britton, Richard Vanima. He's got that one. In fact, let's go on board with Richard Vanima. Is the crew chief Mega Corps works team of Jim Britton there. Turn 5, stay off that inside curve. Imagine that's pretty slick. Imagine that one on the outside's even worse. Oh, Vanima found that almost to his detriment there, but he's kept it on the black stuff. So the wipers are going. See, bit of stress. The drivers don't need to worry about turning it off at the moment, but I imagine that won't be on for much longer. As Britton leaves 2 big black trails behind his McLaren there as he struggles for grip. And the gap there for Vanima and Nushi already 3 seconds. Door 2.5 ahead of Arella. Bulk falling a second behind Arella here. Sights and Fillingham. The battle here between Jim Britton and Richard Vanima. With the different lines there. Vanima keeping it nice and tight on the apex. Jim preferring to square it off. It's a good point, you guys in chat on the ball. Most of these guys will be on wet tyres. Ryan Kennans says it's going to be rainy before the track gets dry, he reckons. We'll wait and see. It certainly doesn't look like rain at the moment, but it's so changeable, who knows. Got differing tyres for the guys here. Remember, they only get 2 sets of dries, so they've used 1 set in qualifying, which was dry if you were here for it. And now we're in the race. Those that started on wets have obviously got a free set. Wets aren't limited, only the dry tyres. I should imagine anyone that started on wets, on dries, which might have been the likes of Horvath, who dropped down all those places at the start, just be struggling with their choice. But will it come back to them? Well, folks, we're ready to be about 20 seconds off the lead here. Pit stop is going to be around 45 with the entry and exit. Even longer than that, so It will be longer than that. Maybe to a minute. We're still closing up on Jim Britton, further back in the field. And look at the last time out winner, Rick Binnersley. Got Sam Cockayne and Sanyo Alpha back there. So Sanyo started 5th on the grid, down now in 14th. Binnersley's got the front row starting. Robert Horvath just in front of him. And Camaletto just in front of Horvath. So, how this is going to shake out? I think there's a few of the guys on dries that risked the track drying out. Standing water looks to have literally disappeared apart from that inside of the track there you can see, but on the racing line looks a bit greasy, but nothing more than that. Sanyo Alpha looks like the inside of Sam Cockayne, but nothing going on there. Jazz Forsberg following the battle of Sanyo Alpha. Stunning, what I wanted to see was Sanyo Alpha. There we go. Got his dash cam view. There we go. See how careful they're being on those wet curbs, especially if you're on dry tyres. You can see traction control setting of 6 there. Sanyo Alpha's BMW M4. Yes, set high as well. Jaw, no lockups. Door still leads. Oh, Kane goes wide. Alpha takes the place rather. So Alpha moves up to 13th, ahead of Cockayne. He'll be chasing down Binnersley now. Robert Horvath. Camaletto. Arella's just put in fastest lap of the race. Still 2 seconds behind Door. With Bolt 2.5 seconds behind him. And it's Sites, Fillingham, Britton, Vanema, Bergsma, Nushi, Camaletto, Horvath, and then Binnersley you can see just in front of Sanyo Alpha here. Final turn. There goes Alpha down straight. See behind Jazz Forsberg there is a massive gap it seems. Back to Santiago Caruso 7 seconds behind Forsberg in 16th sorry, Andre Mullen 17th. Pavlicek, another name down there in 19th. Look, just ahead of him. But let's go and have a look at that back. That's quite an interesting one. Coloured McLaren there. Ulrich just front of Pavlicek. That Lambo bounces over that inside curb of 3. 4, sorry. And we go to 5. Falling down to 19th after his good qualifying. Zeba 20th, Magyar Wicklander. Bergsman's gone down to 23rd. He was just running quite up. In fact, he's been into the pit, so I'm guessing he was on wets at the start, and I'm guessing he's just swapped for some dry tyres. I expect to see a few more guys. I don't. Well, he might be able to go to the end on those. We've seen that before from Bergsman. No, he might have topped that car off. Might run to the end. Behind the pit stops. The gap up front though, that's Door. Behind him Arella. If Bulk already 4.6 back from Arella. There is Cliff. Behind him, that's the Ferrari of Jochen Sites with Cy Fillingham's Lexus just behind him. So the team of Door and Arella, sorry, the team of Door and Bulk rather. Excuse me. I'll teach me to say things wrong. Just ahead of Arella and Fillingham's team, 2nd and 5th. The team's championship were alive here. Splitting those all up is Jochen Sites in that team battle sandwich. Vanema in 6th. Here's Venema. Obviously had an incident. He's fallen back 6 seconds behind Fillingham. Britain also falling back as well. So see behind in Britain, train of cars. Sanyo Alpha behind Rick Binnersley, who's behind Robert Horvath, who's behind Jack Camaletto. He's 5. Can gets a drive through, presumably for track limits. So easy to do on these wet tracks, but unusual so early in the race. But there you go. So you can see 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 all in the same corner. Meanwhile, top of the screen you can see Davidor and Ralph Arella already through, complete their lap. Cars in the pits on this lap. No, it doesn't seem like it. They've all gone through. If these guys are all bringing in their dry tyres, saw Bergsma melted through his. He's been in and swapped. He's right down the back of the field, but has already taken his pit stop. There's a mandatory stop, don't forget, but not 4 tyres. It is for fuel. So you might have to change tyres. I imagine most of them will do at some point. Necessarily a prerequisite, so we'll see. 90 minutes more than doable on the set of tyres. The track, presumably that won't wear them much as a dry track would. Just think when you're sliding on lots of traction, you won't be down to the wheels sliding on tarmac. It will be due to the dampness between track, causing traction from the grip as opposed to a scrubbing of the tyre on the black stuff. But we'll wait and see. All leads from Arella 2.5 the gap, Bob bringing just back up to 4.8 between him and second place man. Sights in 4th, Fillingham, Brick, Camaletto, Horvath, Binnersley, Alpha. That's this battle you're watching here. Forsberg behind him in 11th. Santiago Cruz got back up to 12th. For a slightly squarer ultimate corner there. 5 of them all behind Jim Britton, who's starting to become a cork in a bottle here. Some of them go for the slipstream, some don't. Camaletto looks on the inside of Britton into turn 1, gets it stopped. That's a nice move from Camaletto up the inside of Britton. Britton will try and chase him down to 2. Keep Jack on the wet stuff, and I'm guessing if he's on dry tyres, that's not what he's going to want to do. Side by side into 2. Can Jim keep it there? Well, he tries, but he can't. Nice driving from Camaletto. Good pace through there. He goes wide there. Camaletto's got the move done from Britton. Horvath next up behind them. And Sanyo Alpha at this group of 5. Billingham's been into the pits from 5th position. But he's come out behind these guys, having done his stop in 13th now. He is down the pit. Why is he sliding down? What's happened to 5 Billingham? Let him just coming out the pits maybe. Get up to speed, could be. So Fillingham ranking 18th. The tower says, but we'll wait and see. And he goes falling down. But he leads the cars that have stopped, which include Forsberg, Santiago Carew, Askin, Venema, Bergsma, Stanek, Travis Rodriguez as well. front, David Dorr. I can only believe that car is on wet tyres the way it trounced off the line. But who knows, we'll have to wait and see. Guys are very skillful. But the dry tyres on a wet track, you've got to be really at the top of the game just to keep it going in a straight line, and to have the speed that Dorr did. I think David Dorr is on wet tyres, but we'll wait and see. As I said, Dorr and Arella, 5 seconds now. Ahead of Cliff Bulk in third. Just trying to burn some fuel off. Get off in. It's the end of the race when they come in. And you'll see it has gone a little bit darker now. The sun's certainly gone in. Are we going to be looking at another rain shower? Martijn Kennens did say in chat earlier the rain will come before it gets dry. Well, not quite. The track did get dry, but the sun's now gone in. The clouds have come over. Watch for the brollies going up in the clouds. That will tell you. Dorr made these wet tyres last through. Don't think so. I think they would have lost all manner of adhesion by the time we get there, but we'll see. If Bolt decides trying to tag whatever toe he can. On the background is a back marker. Forecast from the stewards room says 10 minutes it'll be light rain, but in 30 minutes only cloud. Now that can change. Who knows? Camaletto anyway up to 5th, and you can see he's away from Robert Horvath, who's also got past Jim Britton. Jim Britton has got teammate Rick Binnersley. Has he got ahead of him, or has Binnersley stopped there? Binnersley must be ahead there. Just gives a little wiggle to Jim, so imagine Jim's let him through. McLaren starting to show a little bit of pace now. The track comes to them. Alpha still stuck behind Jim Britton though. Chicanini was just putting the fastest lap down there in 19th position. 50.3, so we're still quite some way off those dry times we saw in qualifying. But Richard Vanema has been in, swapped for tyres. Only for dries, he is putting in some decent times. In fact. Once he's just pulled onto the back, Cliff Bulk. Gap just under a second. Oh, he's running deep there. It's not nice out there. Gets it back on though, no dramas too much for Jochen Seitz, but that's pushed him back half a second or so as he goes wide in 2 as well. Oh, Jochen Seitz's tyres about to scream enough, possibly. Back, Lukas Pavlicek. Very colourful cars. A very colourful turn 1. Seems to get darker and darker. Still standing water in place, as you saw there. Chick's car just kick up a little bit of spray. Still treacherous in some places of the track. Fair to say, a pretty dry line. It looks pretty greasy, but it's certainly dry. The amount of tyre marks through turn 5 as they all struggle for traction through there. Horvath now goes quickest to 149 to 149.5. That's starting to come to them. I'm guessing, like I said, Horvath started on dry tyres. That's why he fell so far back down the grid at the start there. Horvath now starting the race, starting to come to him. But he will still have to stop, don't forget. The guys went out on wet. Will stop, pick to dry tyres, get the fuel, and that'll be their stop done. Horvath has got the flexibility of going along on those dry tyres just in case that's come across again. It does start to rain, but we'll wait and see. Keep saying that, wait and see, but that's all we can do. It's still an hour and 6 minutes to go on the race. 23 minutes in. We've already seen a completely wet track and a nice sunny sky go to an almost dry track with mankiest light you'll see. Your leads Arella, Bulk Sites, Camaletto, Horvath, Billingsley, Alpha, Britain, Ehrlich and Pavlicek is these two you're watching here. Just behind them you can see Peter Naziba there in 12th, Andre Mole 13th, Wicklander 14th, Toth 15th. And the first of the cars that have already completed their stop, Cy Filling and Richard Vanema, both stopped. Nushi's down in 18th, yet to stop. Bergsma at Forsberg, Santiago Carew, podium last time out, down in 21st, but has stopped. Rude Dinner still to come in. Ian Paskin still out. Oh, sorry, out and has swapped tyres. So just keep an eye on those green and boxes, the orange boxes with the ones on. Their ones then stops they've still got to make. The guys in green have stopped already. Jim Britton in the pits, he's made his stop. Where will he come out? Just behind Finnegan, we presume. He was fighting with Vanema, don't forget, so we'll see where that shakes out. Jim Britton's out, down in 21st it looks like. There's Santiago Carew, already going through turn 2, so he's behind Santiago Carew. Jim Britton just going through 3 there, so, or 4, sorry, so take off his tyres to come up to pressure, up to temperature. Won't be easy in these conditions. Jim's out and done. Oh, Alpha in the pits as well, just rocking in. Alpha comes in for his stop, Cliff Bulk's in as well. And getting his tyres. Door still assists. You can see last time out 52.5. That compares with the current fastest lap of Billingsley of 48.2. So 4 seconds between the leader, the guys behind. Has David Dorr pushed this a little bit too far on these tyres? Well, Dorr and Arella know what they're doing. Only 8 seconds ahead of Jochen Seitz in 3rd. Further 6 seconds back is Camaletto, so they've got a pretty big gap here. Keep an eye on Cliff Bulk and see what sort of times he starts doing on those dry tyres. He's currently on his out lap, his stop. Door comes round, he's going to go round again, takes another tour. I presume Arella will follow him, he does. Arella goes round as well. See the lack of grip that Arella doesn't seem to have there, so, or the lack of grip Arella seems to have rather. So I can only imagine that these guys are running around on wet, but they must be absolutely melting currently. 27 minutes in. Track's pretty much dry. See Arella not moving right over to the right hand side of the track. Oh, and there we go, look at that, you can just see the rain start there. So is it going to come back to these guys on these wet tyres? Wipers are on, umbrellas are up. Camaletto goes quickest, but he thinks on the dry tyre. Oh, it's all going to start getting interesting now. Chat's going wild. Door leads Arella. Still, I think they're on wet tyres. Don't quote me, but I think they're both on wets, but they're very worn and very warm wets. This rain is very welcome, I can imagine, to those black circles. Door and Arella have managed to see out the first 28 minutes or so, and now the showers come, so the track will start getting a little bit more greasy. Keep an eye on Jack Camaletto in third. He was the one who pulled it all back on the dries, I presume on the dries. We do with some blue bands on those tyres so we can see what they are, some green bands. Second stop go for Sonny Alpha, presumably that's speeding in the pit lane. Camaletto comes through in third, Orvar fourth, Benazzi fifth, Ulrich sixth, Pavlicek, Naziba, Mole, Cliff Balk in 10th. He just came in for dries, don't forget, as did Fillingham earlier on. Richard Vanema, who was quick, also on the dry tyres. Jim Britton stopped, as you know, at 2 laps before the rain started coming down again. And I'm not an odds setter. The guys at the betting companies all over the place here, but Dawn Arella, I should imagine, we're fairly high up on the list of potential winners here. Keep an eye on that gap between them and Camaletto, just see what happens to it. Rain starts coming down, track starts getting wetter. Hey JJ Sports, see you in the chat there. Peter Naziba and Tuth doing very well again. See how it plays out for the tyre choices though. Tuth still to stop, so possibly if he's on the wets. Drop us a line in chat if you can tell us if he is or not. I'm guessing he is. Camaletto goes round again. The gap's coming down though to Arella. Camaletto on the wet tyres, and that's why he was. Who knows? I do think Jack's on the dries because he, as the track started to dry out, you could see him get past Jim Britton with consummate ease, really. Pull away from him after Jim did put up a battle for a couple of corners, but after that Jack was able to pull away. I imagine the track was coming to him. Oh, and he goes wide there, does Camaletto. Is he just starting to lose grip on those dry tyres? Teammate Radek Pavlicek also yet to stop, and they're in 7th, or just in front of him. Certainly seen no spinning cars yet, so not quite as bad as you might think. David Dorr is in. What does he take here? David Dorr on dry tyres and now moves on to wets. Arella now leads from Camaletto in 2nd, Orvar's 3rd, Benazzi's 4th, Ulrich 5th, Pavlicek 6th, David Dorr and into the pits, now out in 7th. Peter Naziba runs 8th, in fact he's in the pits now, it's Peter Naziba. Andre Mole behind him in 9th, let's go and look at Andre Mole. See, spray starting to kick up, track getting wetter and wetter. Behind him, Cy Finnegan, stopped early on. 32nd stop go, Peter Naziba speeding in the pit lane. Oh, it's going to kill his race. I imagine Cy was on wet tyres. Mike Finnegan that is at the start. He came in fairly early on as the track started to dry. So I imagine he'll be on dries. Embarrassed him, but let's have a go and see if we can get on board. See what he's got to deal with. An interesting corner up here. How much brakes in a normal place? Quite a bit of grip there of Cy Finningham, so go straight on. Although he doesn't want to be out there, that's for sure. The gap between Arella and Camaletto, 6 seconds. Davidor's come out in 7th. So 17 seconds. Fine, Havlicek in 6th. Oh, look at that. Crowds kind of giving up the ghost now. Most of them have gone home now, you can see. Few still out there waving their flags, but from the helicam shot you can see just how much rain is coming down and how wet that track is. Anyone on dry tyres, I presume, will need to come in fairly soon. Fairly soon, meaning like now. Camaletto, suddenly the gap now 7 seconds to Arella. He gingerly makes his way around that final turn. So Door, thanks Martine Kennan. So Door on wet still, Moll on wets, Size on those dry tyres, which is what we thought. Thanks Martine. Need to get in the comms box, mate. You don't have to say anything, just give us a few bits of information now and then. Feel free, you know who I am. No need to knock, just come straight in. Arella leads Camaletto, Horvath, Binnersley, Ulrich, Havlicek and Davidor, who has stopped and is out again on wet tyres. Further down the field, Miguel Santiago Carew had a bit of a nightmare with tyre choices and whatever. He can't get that car any further up the field. He's 17 seconds behind Ian Paskin and 2 laps down. So, what was a great first race out for Miguel last time out, not so much this time. Down at the back of the field, struggling to move that Bentley round. Paskin down to 23rd. Qualified well up the grid this time, did Ian Paskin for TSR. Coming down there in 22nd. Nushi just ahead of him, teammate of Richard Venema, TSR guys. There for those curbs, Richard Arbon rather. Sonia Alpha, remember earlier on, battling Jim Brittany still is. See Britain 18th, Forsberg 19th, Sonia Alpha in 20th. Plenty of traffic for those guys to get past. Britain in chat just saying that Martine Kennins is our own Ted, nipping down the pit lane to find out who's getting what. If eat your heart out, we've got Martine Kennins. Tiny Alpha just goes a little bit wide there. That's Pavlicek just behind, you can see. Pavlicek will want to get past here. Already running 6th, and all he can see in front of him, BMW of Sino Alpha, in front of him, it's a Lars Ulrich's McLaren. Sino Alpha with some pace here, although he's further down the field and lapped. Getting blue flags, but he's chasing down Ulrich in 5th, trying to unlap himself, or at least take that position back. Presumably on fresher tyres, Sino Alpha. play to the marshal, giving him blue flags, but I don't think at any point now is Sanyo Alpha moving out of the way. You can see Havlicek, presumably that's Cliff Bulk, is it? Is that David Dorr? I think it's David Dorr actually. David Dorr goes past Havlicek. Runs wide there as he gets across the back markers. Where's David Dorr? Let's go. Oh, a little nudge there with Ulrich. David Dorr trying to make his way back up through the field after his stop. It's all getting a little bit tetchy there. He gets through. David Dorr makes his way back up to 5th position now. And you can see behind Havlicek side by side with Ulrich, and he gets past. McLaren getting beaten up there from a few corners, so it's back 2 places. And then Pavlicek taking those positions. And Radek still to stop. Renner leads Camaletto 13 seconds back from Horvath and Binnersdee. Goes through. See, David Dorr's already pulled some 3 seconds out on Havlicek and got past Sanyo Alpha in the process. David Dorr not hanging around for anybody. He tries to chase down Ralph Arella. Arella still to stop, don't forget. Nice work from the back markers there, pulling out of the way. That was the NSX, was it, of Wicklander? Possibly. Do sound Magyar, to be fair, but one claws through. Camaletto currently with the fastest lap of the race, 47.8, but I'm guessing that's before the rain came down. Oh, I'm doing 1:48 here. Making his way through more traffic. For the one I wanted, so I can just see what sort of times they're doing. So last time out, the door was stuck in traffic at 56.3. His way past. Oh, there. Door 5th. Down Binnersdee in 4th, Horvath in 3rd, started 2nd Horvath, and a nightmare start, was down to 19th at one point. He's back up into 3rd, Camaletto 2nd, Ralph Arella though leads the pack. There is Ralph. You can see last time out 54.9. So far 51.2, sorry 51.3. Presumably on wet tyres, meaning to stop, and he's still hurtling around the track. Decent rain. Fair play to him and David Dorr to get those tyres to go as quick as they did at the start. It must have been bright red temperature wise. See Arella time already 8 seconds off his best, so just making their way around as cautiously as they can. All times are red with the exception of this man, David Dorr. Absolutely flying in this Bentley. Bentley Continental's 4-wheel drive. I guess they can use 2-wheel drive here, but I don't know. The Continentals I've seen have been 4-wheel drive, so we'll have to wait and see anyway. See the time. Green, 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 green for David Dorr. In these conditions, it's absolutely pulling out the back here. seconds already ahead of Pavlicek. Remember, it wasn't that long ago trying to struggle past Pavlicek. Going to come over for something approaching a 52, a 52-2. I only guess that the rain, it does look to have stopped, I think. Is that just spray coming off the cars, maybe? It's possible the rain stopped here. Let's go to the helicam shot. That's always a good one to tell us what's coming down. It looks like the rain stopped. So that shower, as predicted by Martin Kennans, was indeed just a shower. All it's done is given us a nice wet track again to dry out again. Rain forecasted for the next 30 minutes as far as we can see. Screaming through the pack. Sainz fighting up at the start. Currently chasing down Andre Moll in 8th position. Moll yet to stop. Go side by side through 5, which is never going to work. And then Sainz's Ferrari just seems to... Oh, there's a knock there between the two of them. They come together. Moll struggling for grip, but Sainz just using the extra pace of the Ferrari. The two bounced off each other. Moll lost the place not only to Sainz but also to Cy Finningham there in the Lexus. Sainz sneaks through as well. Sainz up to 7th, 8th. Finningham's 9th and Moll in 10th. Renner, Horvath, Camaletto, top 3. Times. Horvath's got past Camaletto. As Camaletto, no, he's not stopped. Robert Horvath just in front. But still to stop, as has Horvath and Arella. Behind them. The last time out, who was right down the patch, he was down 18th position, I think, Binners at one stage. Finds himself in 4th position. Just behind Camaletto, you can see the crew chief car in the background there.
Mark, still a long way to go.
All from the crew chief, the other crew chief, halfway through the race. The Renault leads Horvath and Camaletto, Binnersley 4th. 30 seconds back to door, so he's got to stop there. These 4 come in. I've got a feeling David Dorr will be leading this race once again. Pavlicek and Ehrlich still to come in. Great driving from these guys at the front. And Binnersley in at the background, I think there. It was. So Rick Binnersley comes in for his stop. Oh, drive through for... Can't see who that was. I think it was Richard Vanema. Yeah, it's just gone up on the screen. Richard Vanema gets a drive through. Binnersley in the pits for his stop. Camaletto goes through and chases Horvath still. Rella, Horvath, Camaletto. Binnersley in. Dorr has stopped. Actually, Dorr already on the start-finish straight. Binnersley still in the pits. 4 cars in the pits there at the back. I think that's Andre Bergsma there in the Ferrari. Doors through. That's another place gained. Taking Binnersley. Dorr continues his climb up the top of the charts. Sainz, who we saw happening with Andre Moll earlier. 8th. Finningham just behind him in 9th. There you can see in the blue Lexus with the pink flash. Pink, purple. Side. They're currently 8th and 9th, but have stopped. Cliff Bulk, who was flying at the start, with Arella and David Dorr, finds himself down in 10th position, some 12 seconds off Finningham. If not having the best of races here. Ball's now pitted, so he's in. Vanima's serving his drive-through. Jim Britton's in 14th. Naziba and Sutton Alpha 14th and 15th. Almost Stanek is 16th. Dusan Magyar down in 17th. These guys have all stopped. Now Magyar and Turth down 17th and 18th. Bergsman's got to stop and go. Andre Bergsman. My friend, you should know better than that. Bergsman gets a stop go. Santiago Peru now up to 19th. Wickland and Nushi 22nd and 23rd. Right at the back, that's Forsberg. Rude Dennis. Struggling in that McLaren to get it round, he's in the pits as well. Days like today, all you can do is sit there and try and make the best of it, so fair play to Rude for continuing. So hanging on to the back of Horvath as they close down on Arella. And Arella's in the pits. So Arella's in and away he goes. That was a quick one, I think. Very quick, so presumably no change of tyres for Ralph Arella. This could get interesting. Radek Pavlicek in 5th position. So Arella's come out in 4th, behind Door, interestingly. But certainly don't think was any tyres taken there from Ralph Arella. He was literally on the jacks and gone. Martin Kennan said Ralph changed the drive. We must have just got to him at the end of the pit stop phase there. So Arella on dry tyres. It's about to get very, very interesting. I can't call this, I've got to be honest, I'm watching this as I'm as confused as anybody. Horvath leads Camiletto, Dawn and Arella. Dawn and Arella having stopped. Horvath and Camiletto still to make theirs. Pavlicek and Ulrich back there 5th and 6th still to stop. They're the only 4 drivers that haven't been in. Everybody else has now made a stop. Slice is in 7th. Billingham's 8th, Billersley's 9th, Hawk's 10th, that's your top 10. Vanima down there 11th. Starting to shake out as it was at the start of the race before everybody, his tyre tactics took hold. Really big dry to end the race. The sun's not out, it's still pretty manky here, but it is just said. Another stop go for Peter Naziba down there in 22nd. Oh, ticket to mountain up, son. So we'll just keep an eye on Arella on this lap and see what time he does. We'll come back to him in a second when he's done this lap, just to see what time he's getting on those tyres. Camiletto in the pits though, as is Robert Horvath still to stop. Camiletto's in the pits. Door's come in again. So has Door come in for a set of dry tyres? Is this going to hand the race to Ralph Arella? Where is Arella? He's already through and down. Look at that. Arella is away. Door just coming out now. Guess what? At this point in time, Camiletto goes into the pits as well. Now just cleared that, so he's out of the way. Had the Unreal Engine crash again, but while it's just shaking out, we're just going to quickly there and go back in again. Apologies for this, there's not much we can do about it. It is just ACC being ACC. In now.
Green light, show them what you got.
So we're back in, there we go. Apologies about that. Horvath now leads after the pit stops. Arella, although Ralph chased him down there in second, you can see. So Horvath and Arella first and second. Horvath yet to stop. Havlicek third, yet to stop. Fillingham fourth. Seitz is fifth. Billingsley sixth. Bolt seventh. Daw now down in 8th after his second stop. Richard Vanuma 9th. Camaletto down in 10th after he's just stopped as well. Ulrich 11th. Mole 12th. In fact, Mole's just stopped as well, so he's up in 12th. Alpha 13th. Stanek 14th. And you can see the other names there as well. Jim Britton was running up at the top early on and slipped down to 17th. Berg 21st, Santiago Correa down in 22nd, Bergsman 23rd. They're chasing down Tuth there in 20th. Horvath goes round once again, completes another lap, 1:48.2. We did say we were going to have a look at Ralph Arella's time, didn't we? To complete this lap, or has he been through? Last lap at 1:51.5, so it certainly hasn't got the pace of Robert Horvath, that's for sure. Oh no, sorry, it's the best lap of Horvath, 1:50.5 of Horvath. My apologies.
I'm so new to this, I don't know what I'm doing.
So Horvath and Arella. Oh! Code move. As Horvath took one of the JJ Sports cars. See Arella's lead, that's Camaletto in front of him. Camaletto had just been in to stop and was chasing Robert Horvath. Horton jumps across the chicane there. So where he was, he's actually got virtually a lap on Camaletto. Jack, I'm quite surprised to come out and see Robert Horvath right behind him, I must admit. So apparently Martin Kenny's just telling us Jack pitted Jack Camaletto, but is still on his original set dry tyres which he started the race with. So all those treacherous conditions, he dropped back down the track. Still on that original set of dries, he's trying to make up as much time in the pits as possible. Horvath goes round once again. Martin, I'm guessing that Robert is on dry tyres as well. There's no in chat, that'd be handy. So Horvath leads. Where is Ralph Arella on track? Let's get the track back up and give us a better idea. So Horvath is that orange triangle you can see there. Where is Ralph Arella? All the way around there. He's just coming through the penultimate turn. Horvath's got, what, half a lap virtually on him? That's the lead Robert Horvath has over Ralph Arella. Ralph just coming onto the start-finish straight now. See Robert Horvath just coming round and up towards the chicane. So, not quite half a lap, but it's not far off it. Third place Pavlicek just goes across the start-finish straight now. Start-finish line rather. Billingham behind, right behind him actually, there in fourth. That gives us an idea where we are. Team 77 looking very good here, second and fourth. Shift boys of Pavlicek and Camaletto third and 10th. David Daw, who was absolutely raging through the field, currently in 8th. And actually behind his teammate Cliff Bulk in 7th, so that's not really worked out for David Daw, despite having some ridiculous pace there, middle of the race. Now, who can call this? I've got absolutely no idea what's going to happen here at all. Will Horvath go the whole distance on those tyres, presumably dries? Arella on fresh dries in second. Pavlicek still to stop in third. With Fillingham, who has stopped behind him in fourth. So Sy will gain that place when Pavlicek comes in. Si's just wishing he'd come in right now because backside makes the dive up the inside. Get it done? I think he did. He does. Comes that head of Pavlicek out the corner. Pavlicek's got looking sights right behind him now as well for company. So 3, 4 and 5 all together here, but 3 is now Si Fillingham. 4 in the pits. Radek Pavlicek making his stop. So he goes in. So Fillingham goes through in third. Sights is 4, and you can see Benazzi just behind them as well there. Oh, battle. This is in the upper echelons of the race. Fillingham, Sights, Benazzi really close here together. It's a view from Benazzi. Let's go onto his cockpit cam. There we go, that's a bit easy to see. Data being shared to us from that McLaren dashboard. And the gears and the revs and the speed, which we can see is pretty epically quick. Not as quick as Fillingham in front. Indeed, science there. Ferrari has been to explore pretty much all the track. Every time we've seen him, it's been running wide here and there, but we can see penalties given as of yet. We run down again. Horvath from Arella, Fillingham just in front of these two here. Third, Sights is 4th, Benazzi is 5th, Wolfbolt 6th, Pavlicek just dropped down as he goes through his pit stops. David Dawes up to 7th, on teammate Bull. Pavlicek comes out in 8th, in 9th actually, behind Richard Venema. Radek Pavlicek's view, where is Richard Venema? In fact, he's come out behind Caminetto as well. Venema's right the way around there. See the TV tower struggling to keep up. Here's Radek. Epic first stint from him, but he's now down in 11th. Horvath just starting to get caught up in a little bit of traffic here. It's past one of the NSXs. If you want that view of where they are again, just see Arella's just been through turn 4, the run down to 5. Robert Horvath now coming through the last couple of corners. Horvath extending his lead. It certainly looks like it, doesn't it? It's like a backing performance here. Robert Horvath keeps going, just half an hour to go. Now into the race. Horvath, the only driver yet to stop. Currently does have half a lap. You can see literally half a lap as he goes across the start finish straight. Right across the other side of the track, Ralph Arella, car 77. Is that enough for Robert Horvath to get in the pits and get out ahead of him? I hate to say it, but you're right, we're going to have to wait and see. Horvath's last lap 48.7. Arella 47.8. So, despite, mind you, Robert was in traffic. We saw him being held up slightly in traffic, so that might give us an idea there. Ralph's got it pretty clear, apart from car number 11 just in front of him. Sanyo Alpha. Sanyo's always got good speed. So, although he'll be getting blue flags, Arella not quite with him just yet. Arella goes through a 47.4. What kind of time is Sanyo Alpha doing? See a 47.8 last time round, so although Ralph has catched him, Sanyo's got plenty of pace here, and it will be about, well, I'm guessing, before Ralph's in a position where he can get past Sanyo Alpha. I'm guessing Alpha will let him through on the start finish straight next time round. Horvath comes round to ultimate corner. There's no need for him to stop, I should imagine, at the moment. He'll go around again. He's done so well to get that car through, Robert Horvath. times on the timer screen are green at the moment. Everyone's going quicker. Biff Bulk here in 6th. About 46.7 last time around. That's getting near some pace, isn't it? David Dorr just behind him. 46.2. Wow. Here we go. This is going to be a very interesting last 27 minutes, let me tell you. This isn't over by a long shot. What's Finningham doing there in P3? Team 77 currently second and third. Finningham cuts way through traffic, hence the reason why he's on 48. Behind him, Sights and Binnersley desperately trying to get past that Lexus. In Rick's car. Turn your wipers off, Rick. I bet his switch is broken. He doesn't know where his wiper switch is. That'll be annoying him. That's helping him aerodynamically. Who knows? Just 6 seconds off the back of this battle for third. Cy Finningham protecting Ralph Arella here. Ralph has only got to worry really about Robert Horvath. The lead is with 1 and 2. But the battle for third place on the podium is not over. Sights defends into there as Binnersley weaves to try and find a gap. Sights places that Ferrari perfectly in the middle of the road, makes it 3 times wider than it should be. Oh, Binnersley just caught that McLaren on the way round there. Lost half a second maybe there, but I'm guessing he'll soon get that back. Go. As he dip into the right there, looking, that's not what you do to look for a wet part of the track. He's got his pressures higher than he needs them. He's looking for a cooler part of the track to cool them down, maybe. I'd say your pressures are pretty good, Rick, because you're carrying the pace here at least. Just starting to enjoy a little bit of fresh air here. Cy Finningham starting to make his way away from Jochen Sainz in 4th and Binnersley here in 5th. Bulk's now 5 seconds behind this one. Horvath in the pits though. Where is Arella? Just coming round to the ultimate corner now. Horvath still in the pits. Let's go to the helicam and give you an idea of where they're going to come out. Might see Horvath in the pits in this shot here. Not moving, Robert Horvath. Arella goes through across the start-finish line. You'll see him just go through the bottom of your screen in a second. Horvath's down off the jacks rather, and Arella's through. Arella takes the lead from Robert Horvath in 2nd. In fact, Horvath's going to struggle for 3rd here as Finningham goes through. Robert Horvath is there in the middle of this battle. Oh, wow! Martin Kennans in chat. Fair play, you did call it earlier and I didn't mention it because I thought that might have been a little bit preemptive, but Team 77 currently run 1 and 2 as predicted by our own Martin Kennans in chat. Cy Finningham 3rd. He's got Robert Horvath right behind him. Rick Binnersley right behind him, who's managed to get past Jochen Sainz in that movement. Look at Binnersley chased all over the back of Robert Horvath. Let me through. Yorkshire McLaren looking very angry. Cy Finningham doing a perfect job here. Ralph out in front by some margin. He was half a lap before. Horvath in the pits must have taken an age, he must have felt like, to get that swap done. Half a lap wasn't enough. It's about a minute to change. That's exactly how it came out. Finningham, Horvath, Binnersley, Seitz, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th, all in this battle. Been on board a Ferrari for a while, so here we go. Binnersley tucked in behind Robert Horvath, who's tucked in behind Cy Finningham. And to turn 1 they go. Seen Cy Finningham drive some epic races, but I've got to say, this is probably one of his best drives. Famous last words, but you can keep this together, Cy. Commentator curse does not apply to you in this race. Cliff Bolt, though, is 3.6 now off the back of Jochen Sainz. This is about to become a 5-way battle for 2nd place. Horvath. Right on the back of Cy Finningham. Tyres now up to pressure after his late start. Oh, Robert Horvath just got his left-hand tyres there onto the grass and still wet from earlier. Horvath goes straight on, does well to collect it. He'll join that battle back up. But look, there's Cliff Bulk right behind him. Slight error from Horvath, probably the first he's made of the race. What an interesting time he's had today. Started on the front row, was down to 19th at one stage. Went back to lead the race some half an hour later or so, 45 minutes later. He's been up and down like a rapper drain pipe. Arella, Finningham, Binnersley, Seitz, Horvath, Bulk and Dorr. Camaletto 20 seconds off David Dorr there in 8th, with Richard Vanema right behind him. In fact, while that's shaking out, let's go have a look at that one. Here's Camaletto. I thought he was a bit closer than that. Vanema just behind him, but high enough that Jack's not under pressure quite as much as I thought he was. Come on guys, only 10 likes in chat. There's about 50 of you watching this. Give us some thumbs up. Drivers deserve it after this. What an epic race this has been, and we've still got almost 20 minutes to go. Arella, Finningham, Binnersley, Seitz, Horvath, Bulk, Dorr, Camaletto, Vanema, Ulrich. That's your top 10. That looks like he's given Richard Vanema the slip here. So we'll go and have a look at that battle for 2nd again. Binnersley's managed to get right on the back of Finningham now. Those wipers obviously helping that McLaren. Oh, he's found the off switch. Either that, they've just fallen off because of wear. Good friends, Finningham and Binnersley go around again to complete 38th lap. Arella miles out in front. Got this pretty much sewn up bar a mistake, which, let's face it, doesn't happen very often. Finningham and Binnersley 2nd and 3rd. Horvath, after his mistake, looks like he's going to get past the Ferrari of Sites, which he does. Horvath up to 4th now. Sites back to 5th, and there's Cliff Bulk right behind them. You have to think where David Dahl would be without an extra pit stop here. Obviously had the best choice of tyres each time, so it's a little bit false, but means you're looking for a different line. Trying everything you can to get past here. That is literally Rick's head there, it's stuck against the windscreen. Visor actually touching the glass as he's get out of my way. Come on, Fillingham, move it. Si Fillingham completely oblivious. Quite happy to sit there in 2nd place. No way through for Binnesi there, so I can take his time through there. Needs to get this exit just right. Binnesi on the power way too early there in a desperate attempt to catch Fillingham off guard. And as it is, look at that, Robert Horvath takes advantage. And suddenly, status quo is resumed. Fillingham, Horvath, Binnesi. In fact, Horvath lets Binnesi go there. Did they touch maybe? Maybe that's what it was coming out of the exit of the last corner. I thought Binnesi was on the gas too early. But maybe Horvath just gave him a slight nudge. That just stopped Rick's momentum down the straight. So that might have saved Simon Fillingham for yet another day. At least for another minute or so. Sorry for not going with other battles on track. In fact, you know what? We will. Ryan Nushi down there in 17th. That's Forsberg right behind him in 18th there. Jazz in his favoured R8 as always. It's on the outside and down to turn 1 from Ryan Nushi here. Forsberg looks to take it round the outside. Nushi, clever driving, cuts that line off. Forsberg will have another look. Battle between Fillingham, Binnesi and Horvath is as you were. This is a battle for 17th place. It just shows you how competitive this race actually is. Time has just been thrown out because of all the tyre changes, weather changes and everything, people stopping here and there. Different tactics as Jazz Forsberg takes out the floor of his car over those curbs at the chicane. Just jump back to the Binnesi Horvath battle just in time behind. These two trading paint. Binnesi kicks a bit of dirt up into Horvath's face just for good measure. It's team 77 out in front. Arella leads Fillingham by some 15 seconds or so. Fillingham leads Binnesi by about a couple of rings of A4, followed by Robert Horvath in 4th, about the same distance behind Rick Binnesi. Sites 2 seconds behind here, Sites rather, but guess what? He's got Cliff Bulk right behind him. Oh, and just jumped away as Binnesi and Horvath went side by side. Bulk right behind you can see. Oh, they both got on the dirt there, both of them. Binnesley and Horvath. Binnesley goes wide out of the last corner to get a better drive, as does Horvath. Tried the same line. Horvath just has to touch the brakes. This is the battle for third. Finningham just ahead of him in second. Horvath's going to look down the inside into one. Binnesley gives the space up. Sensible driving from Binnesley, although I should imagine he'll be coming back at Horvath pretty strongly. Just behind them, you can see that's a battle between Sights, Cliff Bulk. Cy Finningham, the cork in a very big champagne bottle here. Like I said, Cy still doing all he needs to do. Just under 12 minutes to go. Rella now in front, 17.5 now the gap ahead of Finningham. Horvath and Binnesley just behind. Sights and Bulk a couple of seconds off the battle. It's been pretty consistent at that, so just find some time. While these three squabble, this will become a five-way battle for second. Binnesley up the inside. Horvath chops his nose off. Oh, I'll do it for Yorkshire. Squirrely from Horvath on the exit of the penultimate corner. Is Rick Binnesley going to give Robert Horvath a taste of his own medicine down into turn one? Is Horvath going to give Finningham some? They're all about equidistant. Just far enough apart not to get involved. Bulk behind is looking at Sights. Sights covers off that inside line beautifully. Makes Bulk go the long way round. Nice at driving Joachim Sights there. With Bulk no way through. Or is there? Turn two. And again takes the line away from Cliff Bulk. Driving from the Ferrari driver. I do know there's other cars on track, but honestly, you want to watch that or do you want to watch this? Meanwhile, just ahead of them, look at this. Finningham, Horvath, Binnesley. The pressure that Cy Finningham is soaking up here is just... You'll need more and more wheelbarrows. Is that much of it? It's ridiculous. Binnesley looks again down the inside of Horvath. Let's pick Horvath's car to keep an eye on so it keeps in the middle of these three. Oh, I thought Cy just left the door open for Horvath, then on the inside. Closes it off just in time. Oh, Robert's really close to Cy along the straight here. Defend that inside line, Cy. He does, moves right over. No way through there for Horvath. They all move back onto the racing line. Horvath's going to go round the outside. Oh, wow! How did that Lamborghini turn like that? I've no idea. But Finningham and the Lexus is still there. But Horvath, has he got it done? Is he going to go deep into here? No. Oh, great driving, Robert Horvath. I think Finningham did all he could there. Really defended that inside line so well. But maybe too well. Honestly, I think Robert Horvath was just waiting for the moment to come. Oh no, Cy didn't move out of the way. And him and, unfortunately, Binnesley come together there. I'm sure we can go back and look at the last 30 seconds or so and you'll see what happened. As he went down towards the chicane, Finningham just kept the line. Binnesley didn't expect him to. Just shunted him in the rear. Finnegan, he didn't cut across, but he just didn't move as wide as Binnersley thought he would do. Two of them come together. All action. Arella now needs Horvath. Seitz is up to third. Bulk's fourth. Finnegan and Binnersley continue their battle now in fifth and sixth. Finnegan's going to have to find 5.5 seconds now to get onto the back of Bulk. Seitz has been holding that back. He's soaked up just as much pressure today, to be fair, as Cy Finnegan. It seems like he's always had a car in and around him, blocking Seitz, but finds himself in third position. Bulk can smell a podium right there. 6.5 minutes to go. Bella still leads. Robert Horvath now clear in second. Seitz and Bulk here third and fourth. Finnegan and Binnersley resume their battle. Lost for words. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm just watching. Binnersley look at the inside. Oh. McLaren lost none of its pace from Spa, obviously. Winner last time out, Rick Binnersley. Using all of the track to try and find a way past Cy Finnegan. Imagine it'll be same place into turn one. Side tried to defend the line there, left it a little bit open for Rick. They're going to go side by side into the final corner. Side with the better line, but Binnersley, if he can get the cut back here, will have better drive. Side will have to leave him room on the outside, which he does. Side by side they go down the straight, just with the edge on Binnersley. Into turn one they go. Lights blazing. Finnegan gets the spot still. Binnersley's still there on his inside. Into 2. 3. Binnersley's still up the inside, and now he's got ahead. So I just couldn't keep it in front of him there. Remember, Finnegan changed tyres very early on, so those tyres will be, if he did indeed change tyres, I presume he started on wets and went on to dries early on. Suddenly Cliff Bulk right behind him now. Sorry, that's David Dorr, isn't it? Of course. Charging David Dorr early in the race, had to make that extra stop. Now finds himself looking at the rear of Cy Finnegan's car after Binnersley this time legally manages to get past. Bulk in fourth, still looking at the rear of that Ferrari. Looking Seitz there in third. What a race this has been. Ralph Arella will feel justice is done after that harsh penalty at Spa. It was literally just a little brush that caused such a massive pile-up behind him. Lost a lot of places in the Stewards Award, Stewards decision there. But he'll feel justice has been done today as he looks to rampage his way home. 15 seconds currently ahead of Horvath, just 3 minutes to go. Time ran out though for Cliff Bulk to get past in Seitz for this third place. Binnersley 7.5 seconds back after that incident with Finnegan earlier on. Now Finnegan got David Dorr chasing him down. Year F1 Fernando Alonso. I'm sure Si won't mind me comparing him to Fernando, but that's how good he's been defending here. legs as wide as possible on degrading tyres. It's been a cracking performance. In fact, all of these drivers at some point today I've been singing superlatives about because they've been absolutely fantastic all the way through. Arella, as always. Robert Horvath in the middle of the race was just fantastic, the pace he was putting on there. Sainz has defended like an absolute trooper all race. Bulk's been down and up, down, and finally finds himself back in 4th position. Binnersley's been driving like an absolute beast in 5th. Fillingham has defended like a beast in 6th. And David Dorr, as I say, earlier on in the race, he was running away with it at the start. Might have been through his tyre choice, maybe, but there's a gap back to Jack Cavaletto, who's also had his mode. Whoa, Dorr slides it through the final corner. Richard Vanema, remember those two were battling it out at the start. With Ulrich in the McLaren. Have a check who we saw as well, was running high up at the start, the middle of the race as the pit stops shook out. Andre Moll as well, remember him battling earlier. Jim Britton in 13th with Magyar and Forsberg. Santiago Caruso 16th. Stanek Nushi Bergsma, Toth Paskin, Wicklander, Naziba, and just further on down that pack. We'll find Ruud Dennis, I think, as well. Yeah, Ruud still taking that McLaren around. Fair play, Ruud. 4 laps down, but still dragging that car around. Really impressive, mate. Well done. Well done, Ruud. Lesson to all the kids out there, anyone who's watching, never give up. You only get better by driving laps. It's exactly what Ruud Dennis is doing here. Robert Horvath in 2nd. Last time round, you can see on the pace 45.8. Rare last time round a 46.2. Just come up to a back marker. One more lap to go after this. He's on to the final tour. Ralph Arella.
The leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
Inside of the back marker. Undertaken. Santiago Caruso in front of him will be his next one to get through. Got a feeling Ralph will be quite happy to sit in this gap now to the end of the race. Bulk still can't get past this Ferrari. And Sainz has done so well today. David Dorr still got a view of Cy Fillingham's car. Jack Cavaletto. Oh, he's just come around the final corner. That's the gap between him and Dorr. Go on to the final lap. Sainz and Bulk at it. Dorr and Fillingham at it. Who's going to buckle first? Fillingham making that Lexus so wide. Through there, Dorr climbing all over him. Is he going to look up the inside into the chicane? Oh no! They couldn't literally be any closer. I'm pretty sure Dorr was pushing Fillingham through the chicane there. Sainz and Bulk are literally this close. We've just seen, Ralph Arella finished. So unfortunately, Dorr gets the back marker just in the way where he might want to try and overtake. This is Bulk and Sainz. Horvath comes home for 2nd. Great race from Robert Horvath. Well done, Robert. Fantastic drive from Ralph Arella in the lead. And what a race from Jochen Sainz here in 3rd. Holds off Cliff Bulk till the end there. Fantastic driving from those two. Fillingham and Dorr has been as he crosses the line from 5th. Fillingham and Dorr, Fillingham and Dorr, Dorr and Fillingham, Fillingham and Dorr. Fillingham takes it. 6th place, Cy Fillingham. Congratulations, mate. Cracking drive. Dorr in 7th. Richard Vanema is going to come home in 9th position behind Jack Cavaletto. There is Cavaletto just coming around the penultimate corner. Jack comes through to take 8th position. Good driving from the paradigm shift driver there. Richard Vanema or Team TSR. Going to bring his car home in 9th. Nice driving, Richard. Well done, sir. Clive Britton in chat, awesome race. Mate, I couldn't have put it better myself. That was absolutely fantastic to watch. Lukas Urich's going to come through in 9th place ahead of the 2nd paradigm shift Lamborghini of Radek Pavlicek there in 10th. Molt is going to bring his BMW M4 home 11th. Nice solid drive from Andre there. Jim Britton going to come home in 13th. It's saying the session has ended, but I can't believe that's the case. Unless all these guys have been lapped, have they maybe? And that was the one they crossed the line. It is indeed. So there's your race result, as we said. Oh, it was.
Green light, go, go, go.
Exit out of that one. And we're going to have a look at some replay, shall we? I'm hoping beyond hope we get Cy Fillingham in the commentary box after that. You know, have a good chat in the Discord chat. Remember, if you haven't joined our Discord, please feel free to do so. Go to rrleagues.com. There's a link there to join. Get involved with this. Oh, I didn't know what's pressing now. I'm just pressing buttons for the fun of it here. I don't want server list, do I? Oh, I didn't even want options. I wanted gallery. That's what I was looking for. I only do it so you can all shout at me, go, no, it's that button you need. That button. Qualifying race highlights. So I'm guessing we'll have missed a bit of this because of the server crashes, but we'll see. See what we've got. Oh. So yeah, the start of the race was pretty mad, wasn't it? Some nice driving there as they all seem to go 4 wide through turn 1 and still, well, there's a little bit of a spin at the back there. That was one we saw earlier on, wasn't it? But some decent driving from the lads. You can see, look, not a cloud, well, not a cloud in the sky, a few clouds in the sky, but soaking wet track. Arella, look on the inside there. Rocket as well, again. So he's had a pretty full race on, hasn't he? Forsberg and Thomas Stanek. Mr. Fillingham.
Good evening, Martin.
How you doing?
A bit exhausted, but yeah, doing all right.
That was some defending, man.
Yeah, wasn't quite enough in the end, was it? But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't even know where I finished. What, do you know what position I finished?
I think you finished in 5th, I think.
5th. Not too bad then.
5th or 6th, anyway.
Yeah. I turned the standings off at the end because I just wanted to concentrate on my driving and not look at the gaps or anything. So I wasn't really aware of where I finished. But yeah, what a cracking race with the weather and everything changing. It was a delight to be part of.
So did you go start on wets and then pick the dries earlier up in the race? Did you, or how did that work out for you?
Yeah. I started on the wets. I could see it was only a wet track and the weather was dry, so I knew it wouldn't be long before. The wets were not a good tyre, but I thought I had a free pit stop with the mandatory pit stop, so I took a gamble that I could get far enough into the race to get a full tank on board and then finish the race on one set of tyres, on one set of dries, and that just worked out. I had about 10 litres left in the end, so lucky.
were you struggling for grip at the end there? Because I noticed like a few of the drivers around that took tyres a little bit later than you were hassling you all over the place, weren't they? So
Yes, there were. Yeah, I was. As I was saying, I turned the standings off and I just closed my eyes and hoped. I did all right for so long, but then, yeah, Robert on the fresher tyres managed to get me, and then an unfortunate nudge with Rick. Set us both back down a bit.
yeah, we saw it on stream. I think you both came down towards that long right-hander before the chicane. I think you caught Rick out because you just kept your line basically. And I think Rick was expecting you to move over to take a different line for that corner, and he just nudged in the back. But like I say, unfortunately, it cost you about 6 or 7 seconds, I think, in the end. So
yeah, I had to keep the inside into that right because I wasn't the fastest off the previous left, and I don't want Rick diving down the inside. So as you say, I kept the inside line and maybe a slightly earlier braking because of that, and caught Rick out. And never mind.
It's a shame, but as I say, I think it's just a shame because it put you back into the clutches of David at the end there as well. But you defended so well from him.
Yeah. My tyres were screaming at that point, and I just hoped I could hang on.
You did cross the line ahead of him, by the way. We did watch it on stream. We did cross the line ahead of him, so don't worry.
Yeah. Ralph and I wanted to finish ahead of the Belgian boys. So
Team 77 running 1 and 2 there for a while as well. You must be proud of that.
Yeah, when I was running 1 and 2, yeah, that was great. But shame we couldn't hang on. But yeah, the best result so far. So,
still, well done, mate. Mr. Camletto's in chat as well. Hello, sir.
Hi.
How was that?
I mean, did you see the steam coming out of the car, and could you hear the profanities being spit from the entrance to the pit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us your story, man.
I mean, I'm full of rage. I gotta admit, I'm full of rage right now. I'm absolutely gutted. I think I was on the right tire. I think I was on the right strat. I think I was on the pace, and I think I completely threw away my chance at standing on one of the 3 steps. I just absolutely threw it away, the pit entry.
So what was your strat then? Go from the start. Tell us what happened.
So yeah, I mean, so as Sai mentioned there, like it was a phenomenal race. Like the setup was great. The variation in the weather was fantastic. You know, when we joined in the server for the briefing, it was bone dry. We jump fast forward an hour into qualifying, and we see it's dry for 10 minutes, and then there's rain forecast for half an hour. Then fast forward another hour to the beginning of the race, and all of a sudden it's peace and quiet, not a drop in the sky. But the track is wet. It had rained. There was a shower for half an hour. So Radek, a teammate, and I were deliberating for those 3 minutes of readying up, like, you know, what to do and what the optimal strategy is, or what the suboptimal strategies are, what people are going to do. And I always pick the silly strategy. So I was like, it's got to be slicks. It's got to be slicks. We have to take slick tires. So we started with slick tires, and it panned out exactly as I had imagined. Where at the beginning of the race, I think I qualified P7 or 8. I think, yeah, just backwards for the first 10 minutes of the race. Everybody on soft behind was just like boom, straight past. Horvath had a splash in a puddle and slammed into the side of me on lap 1.
Oh, we wonder what happened to Robert, because he was 19th at one stage from the first starting second, so that answers that question. And
yeah, so it was like backwards, but then the rain stopped like pretty quickly, and the track, like, I think to the dismay of those with the wet boots on, the clouds also parted, and there was sun.
Yeah.
There was even a rainbow in the distance. I swear I could see it. And so the track dried up pretty quickly. So those who started on the slicks were all of a sudden, I mean, I was catching Ralph, David, who was in P3? There was someone else. Anyway, I was catching the top.
Oh yes, that was the Ferrari of. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Seitz.
Yes.
Sorry for butchering your name.
Seitz. Yes.
Yes, Seitz. I was catching those guys over 2 seconds a lap, and it was like it got to the point where P3, P2 had pitted. They were way back. I think David might have had a little bit of a spin on his outlap as well, so there was a gap built there. and I was just closing down the gap to Ralph, and I think it did get round about 10 seconds, and then the rain came back again. And then, so it was just this constant, like, cat and mouse, where it was like, okay, whose tyres are better suited to the track right now? And then, obviously, when it started raining, my pace dropped off, his pace picked up. I also managed to extend the gap from Robert, who was behind me, during that during the dry phase, and coming towards the wet phase. Robert just passed me, he was faster, so I let him by. I cut the chicane and it was unfair, so I just let him pass. But then I went for the undercut and just crashed on the pit entry, which is a shame because my pace was good and the car felt great.
Oh.
And so like properly gutted. I'm gonna go and eat some ice cream, cheer myself up.
Do you know what? You can always say you're doing a good race when you've got 4 drivers in the commentary box after the race. I wanted to talk about it.
Oh my goodness. It was good.
Hello, guys.
Andre Bergsma, how is you finished further down, mate? But you had a bit of an up and down race as well, didn't you?
Yeah, man, I had the best strategy of all. Definitely.
Which was?
No, I knew in the first lap that I was on the wrong tire because the first whole lap, because I did a 154 or something on the wets, and I thought this is the wrong tire because I'm only 10 seconds off the pace from dry pace. So I knew already this is the wrong tire, and well, then I was. I think I switched to dries as the first guy, so I was dead last. And then I switched after 4 or 5 laps because I knew it was the wrong tire.
I mean, to start on sticks, I mean, that looked like soaking wet at the start. I mean, it must have been horrible to drive.
Well, Jack was on slicks, I think.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad. To be honest, I'd done a little bit of practice in the wet with slicks on and in the dry with wets on as well, because you have to be prepared, right, for ACC variable weather, because it's, the chance of it changing is very high, so you have to see like what's good and what's not good. Like Spa last week, Spa in the wet with slicks on was just a no-go. Like, no, don't do that, don't even try that. But Hungaroring tonight, yeah, you can do it, you can definitely do it.
Because the spray, after about 2 laps, the spray had disappeared completely, so the track still looked wet, but you could see on, like you said, the sun was out, it was a nice day, and it was quite bizarre because the sun was out and it was wet, and then about 20 minutes later the sun had disappeared and you had like a bone dry track again, and then it all started all over again. It was just mad to watch. So God knows what it's like to drive in.
But after 2 laps, my tires were already 33 psi or something. They were wet. So, but some guy, I think Robert started on wets as well.
Yeah, Robert was the last guy to stop, but not far behind him. I'll bring Radek into it.
He said
Same as me. Slicks. Yeah.
I think there were guys on the front.
But Radek, you went really long, didn't you, Radek, in your stint?
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't really planned. I kinda got, I don't know, in the flow, so I just go, and I think it was a bit too long. Because I somehow, I completely butchered my pit stop. I had some damage, so I started to play with the settings. I thought for a moment to maybe add some more pressures to the tires. Then right before the stop, I reverted that. So I think I lost like 10 seconds because then I just overshot it. But anyway, I'm not sure where I lost so much time, because leader was maybe 15-20 seconds behind me on the last lap. So it seemed a bit better for most of the time than it turned out to be. But I struggled a lot with dry track for some reason. Like I was second or something of the pace, but on wet I think I would be much more competitive.
Did a good drive, mate, and literally all of you it was sitting in the commentary box trying to commentate on it. It was a fantastic race to try and to pick apart, but I was as confused as everybody, because I think it was as Jack said, at some point in the race everyone was going quick, whether it was because your strategy, what tyre you're on, or what type of, where you were in the actual race, the weather conditions. everyone at some point had a good race today. It may not have lasted 90 minutes, but everyone was flying at some point, and that's what made it so interesting to watch and so difficult to try and pick apart. I mean, I literally had no idea who was doing what. And Martin Kennings put in the chat, like, you know, it'll be a Team 77 1 and 2 soon. And I saw it and I thought, Si's a bit further back than that, because I think Horvath was like half a lap ahead of Ralph at that time. So I thought he'd be struggling to come out, like, you know, behind Ralph. I mean, it looks like he's going to be tight for the lead. And as it turns out, he came out into that battle with you, Rick. You, Si, Rick, Cliff Bulk, I think was in there, or David. There's about 5 or 6 cars all in that bit that Robert came out into. So yeah, it was just an epic watch. But I don't know what else to say. Congrats to all you four. I mean, like I said, you've done a fantastic job getting around there today in one piece. And I know, Jack, you're a bit cross with yourself, mate, but you still come out of that okay-ish. But it could have been more, I guess.
Busy eating ice cream, cannot respond. That was, of course, it was very, very fun. Just, you know, frustrating when you have a little glimpse and then it's taken away from you from your own silly mistake. That's the worst kind, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I've kind of been the same as well.
Yeah.
All the 3 races so far. I mean, tonight wasn't so bad, but especially Spa and Suzuka, I kind of thrown it away myself, which is really frustrating. And yeah, just think of where you could be, the team and driver standings. Yeah, it's just a bit annoying, but we come back for more every week, so that's what it's all about.
And for all those drivers that are watching listening to these driver interviews at the end, rather, and going to go back and watch a stream, don't skip any of it, because honestly, there's something to watch in every minute of that race. I know sometimes you skip forward to look for the best bits. You had 90 minutes of action all the way through that race, so make sure you watch all of it. Guys, I'll let you go and finish your ice creams where necessary. Thanks as always for joining us in the comments box. It does add a lot to the stream, so thank you very much.
Thanks, Martin.
Yeah, good job, Martin.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
Al.
Thanks.
Yeah, we'll have a watch.
Yeah, you do that, man. Cheers, Andre.
I see you.
So yeah.
See you later, Reddick. There you go. Like I said, you can always tell when it's a good race when they all want to dive into the comments box afterwards and have a chat about it. Radek Pavlicek, Andre Bergsma, Jack Caminetto, and the driver of that 16-foot wide Lexus, Si Finningham there at the end. What a great race. I'm going to go off and get myself a drink now. You just watched the highlights over. This is the second run of the highlights. I didn't see, actually, that mistake that Sainz did there in the Ferrari a bit earlier on when he went off the track after turn 4, turn 5, whichever you want to call it, depending on how you number the corners. Left-hander on the kink. But yeah, lost it there and allowed Fillingham through, I think. So I didn't see that in the stream, so he missed that. But really the only mistake he made throughout the whole race. So fantastic, wonderful, awesome. I don't know what else to say. I'm running out of words. What I'll do is I'll leave you to the rest of your weekend. Guys, thanks as always for sticking with us. If you haven't liked the video, please do so. Subscribe as well. Join us next Sunday for the GTOs. Always a good crack watching those. Watching some of the best drivers in the world spin the things. But yeah, watch us next week on that. And we're back in a fortnight's time for round 4 of the GT3 Masters as well. So join us for that. Until then, like I said, great weekend. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, I don't know. I've run out of words. See you later, guys. Take it easy.